What it do, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Access to Combat podcast, episode 82, the New Year's edition. Not too many fights, but, we managed to find one or two fights to talk about, that are, I'd say, topic worthy. It's your boy, Ray Boogie Kahuna, my co-host.
Who go the boss? Who go got next? Who go rocking that Mets fit? Because New York is, in fact, a New York Mets town. You already know. Sorry, Yankee fans.
Shout out, boy.
When we get into that hoopla, you already know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, follow Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Everybody enjoying these visuals right now, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date.
And for all of our audio listeners, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcast, you already know.
The first of the two fights we're going to be talking about actually takes place a little well after New Year's, January 8th to be exact. And arguably probably the better of the two fights, or at least the fight with some more consequences, right?
Correct.
We got Jai Opetaia going one-on-one with David Nyika. Had to be very careful with that name. Opetaia, the champion. 26 fights, 26 wins, 20 by KO, undefeated, going one-on-one with David Nyika, 10-0, 10 fights, 10 wins. Actually, no, 10 fights, 9 wins. No, wait, what?
You got it right. It's 10 fights, 10 wins, 9 by knockout.
Yes, you're right.
Bam.
9 by knockout, also undefeated. Both 29 years old. Not Opetaia's original opponent, but he did have a fight scheduled for this date. Original opponent fell out, I think, with an ankle injury. In steps David Nyika. I think a more interesting fight, in my opinion. Both
Agreed.
these guys have sparred each other. Both these guys have trained together, come up. They both come from the same, down under. One from Australia, one from New Zealand. A little bit of a, I don't know what you call that,
It's like a rivalry.
rivalry. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, New Zealand and Australia and Tech. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard they don't bang with each other that much. You know what I'm saying? Well, they do, but it's damn Islanders.
Yeah.
Damn bigger Islanders. Essentially. I don't
It's
know.
weird, yeah. They want beef down there so bad. Come to New York, we call it the Bloods and the Crips.
Well, we got so like I said, more interesting fight in my opinion. I'll start on the Nyika side. He's gonna have the size and reach. He's gonna be the bigger guy here. The least experienced guy here. I'll start with some things that I like about him. Works the body, solid fundamentals. He participated in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, bronze there. Funny story, I think it was his first fight, or at least one of his fights. Somebody tried to bite his ear off.
Oh my God.
Tyson style. Also, maybe little known fact or not known fact. I mean, he's a little more vocal on social media, so he has experience training with some guys. Just to bring it back into the MMA world. A little background on Izzy, Adesanya. Also helped Tyson Fury. Train for the first Usyk fight. I like him. I love the way he works the body. Pause. Hammers. Throws him hard. Most of his KOs are via body punches. Also like the way he angles out. But I still think this is a very big step up in competition. Jai, more experienced, probably faster.
More explosive.
Definitely more explosive. I'm going to be leaning Jai here for the win. I just think it may be a little too much too soon here for Nyika. The line is wide, but not wide enough for me to bet the dog. But there's nothing that really tintillates me on the favorite side, so might be a pass. Curious on what they set the over under. In terms of a pure pick, I think Opetaia is going to win this fight.
Yeah, you hit everything on the head for the most part. I'm with you on Opetaia, and the reason being is because I think the lack of experience and the lack of explosiveness is going to really be a problem for Nyika at this level. He hasn't fought anyone like this. I don't know if there's anyone in cruiserweight that's like Jai Opetaia. The only one I think that's going to beat him is if Usyk decides to come back down to cruiserweight to fight him.
Which I do think Usyk will be making that move down for some reason. I don't know why, but
yeah, I mean, he beat Fury. If he beats Fury again, he beat Joshua twice, Fury twice. He beat a whole bunch of other heavyweights. Like, he has nothing left to prove in the weight class. He's beating like the two two of the arguably the best in this generation, outside of Deontay Wilder. But Deontay Wilder's shot, that fight doesn't even make sense anymore. So I feel like Jai Opetaia is the goods. To be frank, his last performance was super impressive, because if you tuned into the last podcast where we discussed this fight, I did not expect him to buzzsaw Massey like that. I thought he was going to go to decision. He ran right through him, and Massey has been in there with the likes of Joe Parker at heavyweight and was able to last 12 rounds with him against an aggressive Joe Parker when he was throwing a ton of volume, which is not like Joe Parker, but he just knew he was in there with a cruiserweight and wanted to let him know that he was the bigger, more imposing figure in the ring.
Also, side note, Joe Parker is going to be in Nyika's corner as his promoter slash trainer, I think.
Interesting.
He's definitely in some press conferences that I was watching. He's just bigging him up.
Yeah. I will say I agree with you with the line and not being able to play Nyika, but I tell you what, he's good at going to the body. The one thing that really impressed me from his second to last fight and his last fight, and it was a smooth transition. He's been able to switch stances a lot easier. But the thing is, I think he would have to overwhelm Jai with stance switching in different angles and different looks throughout the fight, and then possibly try to get Jai out of there, who has a tremendous chin, by the way. I just have a hard time seeing Nyika get ahead in this fight. I have a hard time seeing how he's going to knock him out, because he's not like one of those devastating one-punch knockout guys. He's a guy that kind of breaks you down and then gets you out of there. I just feel like Jai's going to do a better job of doing what Nika's doing than Nyika does, right?
And, at the same time, there's just a lot of unknowns. We've never seen Nyika go to distance. We've never seen Nyika in any kind of deal with any kind of adversity. We don't know if he's got a chin. Opetaia is going to be the best striker he's fought, the best boxer he's fought by far.
Yeah, Jai is very good. And to all your points, I 100% agree. I just feel like this is a lot too soon, and it's on short notice. I don't know if Jai knocks him out. I'll probably go late, but man, I'm not extremely confident on that, because they have trained together. There might be some things that they know about each other that they're not disclosing to the public, and good on them for like keeping it professional, because I hate when people bring up sparring, because sparring is just sparring.
100%. Yeah, it's not the same thing as a fight.
It's not. And the one thing, and the other compliment I'll give Nyika in this fight, I think Nika's the better inside fighter.
I don't disagree with you. I think he's better from the inside, and he might be better from the outside.
Interesting.
But what Opetaia does good is
covers range, man.
He covers that distance, the in between.
Yes.
Like, he fights at his distance, and his distance is a little weird for some fighters, where he's not all the way in, but he's not all the way out either.
He's very good at distance management. He's very good. And he's also lighter on his feet too. Like, Nyika kind of walks
100% lighter.
He's a very linear fighter. Even though if you want the real, he's more defensively sound than Jai too. Shit, I feel like I'm talking myself into a dog bed here.
I mean, if you ask me who I think has the power edge, I think they both hit hard, but the way Nyika throws his punches, he looks like he hits harder.
And he's never out of place, like when he's throwing punches either. Like he angles out correctly. His hands are always up. He doesn't really get caught with big shots unless he wants to engage in a dogfight with you.
It's an interesting fight.
Yeah.
I think
Jai's going to be a little too much for him. Yeah. I'll say it goes to decision. I won't say knockout. I think it's going to go to decision, if you're asking me. I think Jai's too much for him. I really do. I think Jai's going to give him a lot of issues with the angles. I think Jai's going to be too in and out. I think Nyika's going to have a hard time finding him.
I think at least in this moment of his career, because I think Nika's got potential.
Yes.
He's definitely got potential, but just, it's a big step up. It's for the IBF.
On short notice. And he's a guy that's not very light on his feet. He's a very plant your feet kind of throw guy, and he's a linear fighter. Like, defensively, he's very good, but he's a linear fighter. Like, he moves up and down. Jai will catch you on angles and angle out, even though sometimes he has the tendency to back straight up too and get caught on the chin.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he trusts his chin too.
I think the best way to catch Opetaia at the same time as well is, like, I've noticed he gets caught a lot in between his combinations. Is Nyika gonna be the guy who, like,
is he a skilled counterpuncher, and does he have impressive hand speed?
I think the hand speed might be underrated, but I also think I still got to lean Opetaia. I think he's got the faster hands, but I could be wrong.
How do you feel about Nika's counterpunching ability?
I think he's a decent counterpuncher, but at the same time, Opetaia is again, he works in that range that's just a little funky for some fighters.
Yeah.
And including, I think it's including Nyika is going to give him some issues.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I just think I think Jai is. I get you on the angles. Like if you watch the fights, you definitely see. I see what you're seeing because that's why we're picking Jai to win this fight, even at the dog line that Nika's in. I just don't know if he's gonna cover it, and I don't know how convincing this fight's gonna be. We don't know a lot about this kid.
Too many unknowns.
Yeah, and he hasn't shown any really weaknesses in the ring, really, like in terms of like, because he hasn't faced any. No one's really been able to expose it, but this is like a guy that will expose it and probably do more, like 100%. Hurt his ass. Yeah. So, you know, I gotta lean Jai because he's been in there with, I agree with you, everything. He's got everything on his side outside of the dimensions. Let's just call it what it is. Is Jai going to cover this 850 line? Because his 850 line implies that he's going to stop him. I won't go that far. I think this fight's going to get to decision. I got a sneaky feeling about it. But if you're asking me if he knocked him out late, would I be surprised? No.
Yeah, it's just tough. It's just tough to know.
It's a tough fight to cap.
Because, again, I just don't know his chin.
Yeah.
I don't know Nyika's chin. So
yeah, he's been clipped, but like not by like a devastating puncher.
Yeah. I think there was one fight I was watching. I swear the guy looked like the Uber driver that might have dropped him off.
Yeah.
It was insane. Like, this guy did not belong in the ring with Nyika.
Better make a quarter 100. Get it here.
Hey, you got trunks? Ever boxed before? Have you ever watched boxing before? That's enough. That's enough experience. Get in here.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like he that's the problem. Like when these guys are untested and then to take a step up like Jai, it's a tall order. But with all that said, I got Jai Opetaia. I'm gonna say by decision, man. But man, as this fight gets closer, I might change my mind. It depends. Like this is gonna be a pure value play.
100%. Yeah. Whatever line looks better.
This fight legitimately may not be playable by the time the line drop because we're doing this about a week and a half in advance.
100%. Yeah.
So it's a lot. It's a lot. But like we said, we're leading Jai here, and we feel pretty confident in that pick, to be frank.
And last but not least, the next fight. And the last fight we're going to be covering today is an exhibition fight, but, you know, it's with a very popular individual who's currently serving a 1-year suspension. In the name of Ryan Garcia, King Ryan, going one-on-one with Japan's own, let me get this name right, Rukiya Anpo. I think I nailed that shit.
I think you did.
Ryan, he is currently 26 total fights with 24 wins, 20 by KO, 1 loss, and 1 no contest. But we know that no contest. We know what went down in that one.
That dub, baby.
That's a
W.
Ask Devin Haney. Going one-on-one with Anpo, kickboxing background, kickboxing record. I'll go through his kickboxing record because he really got no boxing record. His kickboxing record, 36 total fights with 27 wins, 14 by knockout, 8 losses, 5 by knockout, 1 draw. He's also 0-1 in mixed martial arts.
He's hanging out with his boy Owen in mixed martial arts. That's hilarious.
And boxing, it's literally just been exhibition fights. So he's got an 0-0 record. This is another exhibition fight. That's his record. Like I said, exhibition fight. I'll start on the Anpo side. Like I said, he's a kickboxer, decorated kickboxer who, you know, moonlights in the boxing department. Not officially a pro. So, you know, you can't really compare him to like Yoshiki Takei, who's also, you know, a guy who's got the same background in kickboxing and Muay Thai, who's made his transition. What's the word for, it's not the sweet science. It is the sweet science, but what's the other word for boxing? Pugilism?
Yeah, I'm not
Don't know how to pronounce that shit.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that.
Well, he made his transition to boxing, so. Anpo, his only boxing fight, exhibition fight, was against the late, actually not the late, that's fucked up.
He's not dead.
But the great, the old, but the great.
Seasoned.
The seasoned, very seasoned, maybe well done.
Manny Pacquiao.
It was a 3-round fight where Manny Pacquiao should not have been in there. He's getting tagged up by this guy who actually looked kind of decent. You know, like if you ever seen Japanese boxing, you know there's a certain style They walk forward, aggressive, not that much defense, but they'll throw in combination. Decent footwork, to be honest. And in Anpo's case, decent pop. Not enough to get an old Manny Pacquiao out. Credit to Pacquiao. I mean, legendary chin. Even at age 85 or whatever age he is right now. Took a couple. He got rocked in that joint. Third round, he was able to clip Anpo with a punch. Rock the 29-year-old. Pretty interesting. So somebody was in the crowd that day. It was Ryan Garcia. Came over to see Pacquiao fight, and is the reason why this fight is happening now. The reason exactly being he was trying. And this is Ryan saying this. Went to go watch Pacquiao. I didn't like the fact he was trying to knock him out. So I'm going to have to teach this man a lesson. Anpo's response: sure, you're not a real king. Fuck you. Essentially. That's what he did for that shit. That's literally the premise of this fight.
Oh my goodness.
So since it's an exhibition, I'm assuming it's going to be a little more than 3 rounds, but it's probably no more than 8. There's probably not going to be an official winner if it goes the distance, unless somebody gets knocked down
or knocked
out. So if it's 8 rounds, at least they go. Maybe they read a scorecard off. I'm not too sure how Ryzen or
how this is being set up.
Yeah,
100%.
That being said, Ryan Garcia, previously mentioned, currently serving a 1-year suspension from the New York State Athletic Commission for popping for some tainted supplements, and
that's what happened. Yeah, it wasn't no steroids.
And listen, maybe you're talking to the wrong guy here, but if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I like roids. I don't look like I take them, but I'm a proponent of them. And, obviously for recovery purposes, right? I think they should legalize them, at least for that. That being said, I don't think steroids had anything to do with Devin Haney's defense.
Yeah, 100%.
I think he does the same thing here to Anpo. I'm saying his name correctly, right? Anpo?
I'm pretty sure you are.
Yep, Anpo. Okay. So, yeah, Ryan Garcia, Anpo. Give me Ryan Garcia here. Too fast, too smooth. Better footwork. Even though he's fighting, he's going to be the smaller guy here. Ampo's going to be the bigger guy. He fights close to 160. Ryan Garcia at 140 or 143 if you want to count the miss. But Ryan Garcia is just a better boxer, and this is just a keep busy fight, get a paycheck fight for the year while he serves his suspension, and does what he does. I guess I don't know how to wrap this one up. It's Ryan Garcia all day, and if there's a bet, probably mid to late round knockout.
Yeah, I'm with you on the mid to late round knockout. I feel like Ryan's gonna try to put on a show until he starts digging to the body and digging to the right side of this guy's face, to be frank.
Yeah.
Anpo is all he has on him is size, in my opinion. I think he has decent punching power. Ryan's defense is a little sus, but against elite level boxers. Anpo's not setting traps like an elite level boxer. His footwork is decent. He hits hard. He hit Manny Pacquiao a few times. It hurt me to watch that.
Yeah, it was kind of rough to watch, actually.
It's fucked up, Loki. I don't even know how that fight got sanctioned, but hopefully Manny got paid, man. I'm sure he did, but
it's like watching a guy walk out of Walmart. He's an older gentleman. He's just trying to get to his fucking car, man. And a couple hooligans just come and start tugging on his fucking car. What you got there, old man? That's what it felt like. It felt fucked up. But then the old man was able to hit him with a fucking grapefruit and shit, and
yeah,
warded him off, and they kind of just went their separate ways.
That's a great analogy, but it's pretty spot on. Yeah, and Ryan, listen, I will say, I think he's gonna be going on a whole vengeance / renewal tour. He did a show with Ariel Helwani, and I listened to him, dude. He sounds so much more mature.
I hope so.
I hope it's not an act. I don't think it's an act. He doesn't rub me. He doesn't have to do shit. He could still act like a complete maniac and still generate tons of views, right?
I think he's just got to turn it down a little bit. He runs at an 11.
Yeah.
Particularly for that last fight, he was at a fucking 13 out of 10.
Yeah, people thought he was mentally unstable for the fight. He worked him. He worked him bad, bro.
Oh, man.
So I just feel like, the way he's talking, he seems so locked in. He seems like he grew up a little bit, especially with the recent occurrence of his mom having cancer and him helping her get through, treatment and things of that nature. So I feel like he's just matured a ton, obviously, with the suspension, with the situation with his mom, with the lawsuit that's now pending with him and Devin Haney, where Devin Haney's,
I can't believe that's real.
He's a bitch, man.
I didn't want to say that.
It's not geared. Like, dude, listen, I've seen a video of Devin Haney punch a guy at the street, and the guy didn't flinch. It was just a guy at the street. He's got pillow hands, bro.
For me,
he could have knocked air out of a bag, bro.
For me, it's like For me, it's like, I mean, listen, you got the win overturned. It's a no contest. He didn't lose his belt because Ryan Garcia missed weight, so there was nothing really on the line there except for the guy's pride, right?
And that's what he's doing this lawsuit off of, his pride.
Yeah, he's suing for emotional and physical damages, and
he might also be low key
maybe some loss of revenue.
Yeah, he might also low key be trying to just sell the second fight. Like,
I hope so,
and I get that, but it's like, I'm sure I've heard of boxers taking step aside money. I've never heard of a boxer like actually following through on a lawsuit to try and sue another boxer. And then
I mean, listen,
it's been kind of debunked already that it was a tainted supplement. Yeah. And the thing is, we're in the MMA space, and we dealt with USADA for so many years, 100%. And we've seen the process and how they got fighters suspended and penalized for substance abuse and things of that nature.
And this is the New York State Athletic Commission. They're not
sophisticated, man.
They're good, but like they're flawed.
They're flawed. Vegas and California have way better commissions.
A little more lenient as well.
Yeah.
Thing is, it's a little more understandable.
Yeah, you have, if it's a tainted supplement, tainted supplement. If you tested my shit right now, what I take, I guarantee you I'll probably pop for the same shit that he did.
Probably.
It's crazy to say that, but I'm just being honest. And people, the thing is, I didn't like that boxing media kind of painted him as a fucking cheat. And I'm like, dude, he's the best. He's one of the best things that's happened in your sport in a while. And you guys kind of need him. And he's fucking young. And you just bury him. And this is the problem with boxing. Like, boxing is just awful with their media coverage. And on top of the fact that they're not really educated in terms of how tainted supplements versus actually injecting or intaking anabolic steroids work. They're two separate issues. You can get a natural protein that comes from a natural factory and still pop if there's some dirty stuff going on where they're mixing other proteins there that have other shit in it just because they're getting blended in that same machine. So, it's pretty crazy, like, to see like how the media came down on him. With that said, I just feel like this is going to be a big revenge tour for him. I think this is going to be a big cleanup tour for him. I think he is probably going to stop this guy. Just because he should stop this guy, I think he's going to carry him a little bit low-key. Because even though Ryan's defense is not great, I just have a hard time believing Anpo's going to set up a trap for him to hit him. The only way Ryan loses this fight is if he allows himself to lose this fight. But if you're asking me how to play this fight, it's going to be mid to late round stoppage.
Yeah, if Ryan loses this fight, it's because Ryan just completely came in maybe out of shape and just did not take this guy serious enough.
Yeah, but the way he's been talking, I feel like He's going to come in prepared, and he knows that the lawsuit's stupid. He's just dealing with it because it was the best case scenario in terms of like financially, and like he would have tried to appeal it. It would have been way more expensive and stuff like that.
I hope the lawsuit is just all fluff. I think you're right. I mean, if they're using this to like set up the next fight, I mean, congratulations. Sure. This is like, next level, like trolling / like
I don't think so.
Build up.
I think he's actually going to sue him. Because I think
nothing against Haney.
Yeah,
he's well within his right to do what he's got to do. But I'm like, I don't know. As a boxing fan, just kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, and to be fair, like you bitching about him missing weight. He gave you $1 million per pound.
I mean, he missed weight. He still took the fight.
You took the fight.
Yeah.
So what are you fucking complaining about? Like, listen, Floyd Mayweather would not have taken the fight.
100%.
There's a reason for that, though.
Gervonta Davis wouldn't have taken
it. You can't sell these guys when they know that you're fucking dangerous if you carry more weight.
Yeah, they're not giving... These kind of fighters don't give you advantages.
Yeah.
And if you're going to miss weight like that, fights off. If you're going to fucking fuck around, fights off.
Fights off. It's that simple. He allowed him to pay him. Then he thought he was still going to beat him. He got worked. Then started bitching about the weight miss. I mean, David, I just don't accept the fight then. I know it's life-changing money. I get it. But, don't cry wolf after the fight, too. Ryan just worked you, bro. He did what he know he was the A side as much as you wanted to believe you were the A side, and he worked your ass. He missed weight because he knew you weren't going to fucking pull out. He gave you $1 million per pound that he missed. He got in your head and made you think laxingly that he was not taking the camp seriously, even though he was in the best shape. like that he was drinking and dude, he wasn't doing any of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he worked you and you got clowns, and it doesn't matter if you get it overturned and it's a no contest or whatever. Dude, everyone's seen what happened in the fight.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't steroids that made you lose that fight. It was your lack of defensive understanding. Your exits were fucking horrible. You didn't keep your right hand up the whole motherfucking fight. I mean, dude, like you got work. You got work like a summer job, bro. Like, you know, and I bet you, by the way. So, you know,
yeah, we all did.
I bet you to win by decision because I thought you could deal with the left hand and just work him. And he wound up working you.
And credit to Haney. I mean, he got knocked down a couple times, but he got back up. You know, he didn't get put out by Ryan.
Yeah, his corner should have stopped the fight though. He was getting his ass whooped.
He kind of was.
It was bad.
No, there was some rounds that he won, and I mean, I get it. Like he was still in the fight. The thing is, like he got clipped early, and then started getting clipped super late.
Yeah.
So.
And yeah, listen, I don't want to take too much time on Haney because that's not even the fight. We're here talking about Anpo.
Yeah, let's bring it back.
But I just feel like Ryan, despite all that and despite you know all this other crazy shit, he's taking this fight because it's the only fight that's going to get sanctioned while he's suspended.
Well, it's an exhibition fight.
It's an exhibition. He could make some money, and it's a guy he should be able to beat. And they've already kind of built up the fight. And
unless De La Hoya blocks it.
It's crazy. Think about it. It's crazy that he's the one that's suspended, but he's more active than the guy that is suing him and got him suspended. I mean, Devin hasn't fought since that fight. And I don't think Devin's fought since that fight because of the medical issues that he's claiming he's having. I think he's trying to make the point so he can win the lawsuit. But you know, you telling me that Ryan is going to be active again before Devin and they fight again, I'm probably going to play Ryan on principle. But regardless, for this fight in particular, I just don't know what Anpo is going to be able to do. Anpo has to land a good shot. He could hurt him for sure. Like any man on this planet catches you on the chin correctly, they can hurt you.
100%.
And he's the bigger guy. And
his defense ain't tremendous.
Yeah, Ryan's.
Yeah, Ryan, he'll back up. He'll give up his back. Like he'll do dumb shit like defensively that drives me crazy. But if you're asking me, I just feel like Anpo ain't the one. Like he's not going to be the guy that's going to catch him. You know, so. Listen, guys, and the thing is, if you're worried about the size, there's a reason Jake Paul won't sign the paper to fight Ryan. There's a reason for that. And the reason is because Ryan would fuck him up. Like, the speed would be too much. I wouldn't even want to watch that fight anyway. I mean...
you wouldn't want to watch it to see someone get memed.
The thing is, Jake Paul's like a cruiserweight now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy's humongous.
He's big, but, like, skill is skill, man. He's going to hit him in the body. He's going to hurt him. Like, it's just what it is. Ryan hits dumb hard. So, and then Jake is not an elite level boxer. He's just an up and coming boxer. And all credit to Jake, he can box. Like that's another narrative that's got to stop too. And all the fake Tyson narratives that Tyson could have knocked him out, but he pulled his punch. Nah, bro, he's 58 years old taking punches, and everything we said on this podcast fucking happened
Tyson
because
got carried.
we understand fighting, bro.
Yeah,
we understand it probably better than some of you guys. And it's not to be condescending, but that's why we have a podcast and we talk about this shit and we make quality bets and we tell you what more or less is going to happen. And that fight we call 2AT because it's a 58-year-old going against a 20-year-old bull. It just is what it is, man. Like it's not to shit on anyone, or it's just dudes that fight window is short. Not for Anpo. Anpo has a lot of career left after this in front of Ryan, but at the same time, like Ryan's just a superior boxer, man. You gotta lean Ryan Garcia, and I'm gonna lean Ryan Garcia by mid to late round stoppage.
And that does it. That's all we got. We got 2 boxing fights, you know, one an exhibition, one for an IBF. Both interesting in their own particular ways. But hey man, that's all we got for the new year. And what more can I say? We gotta wrap it up. Last year. Well, not last year, but the last podcast of the year. We'll see you next year. But I'll let my brother take us home. So
you already know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, follow Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Everybody enjoying these visuals right now, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date.
And for all of our audio listeners, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcast, you already know. Love you guys. Last podcast of the year. We'll see you guys in 2025. Love you guys. You guys already know what to do to support us. Holla at your boys. Take it easy. See you in the new year. Peace.